Blades. So I'm going to do something slightly different today. I'm always sort of thanking people for subscribing because it's huge for the channel, but saying like and comment, and I really appreciate when people do that, but I've never really gone through anybody's comments or anything in terms of, I read every comment that comes on and try and respond to the majority, but I've never really spoken about it in a video before. And in the last video we did, are we throwing it away? Because a lot of people are saying that we are doing, and Boro are going to catch us. I thought some of the comments were really interesting in terms of assessing where people are, and not just our fan base either. So I think you'll find this quite interesting. I just wanted to go over a couple quickly. So Wayne says, it was the week from hell both on and off the pitch. I must admit I fear the worst. We really have to go up, otherwise it could spell financial disaster for next season. He's not wrong. We do have to go up, or it will be financial disaster. I think that's where a lot of Blades are falling at the moment in terms of what Wayne's saying. Fully understandable comment, and probably captures a large portion of the Blades fan base at the minute. Mr. Vancouver, who's an early subscriber and a regular commenter, so thank you for that, mate. He says he truly believes that regardless of what Eki says, off the field shenanigans over the ownership issues and nobody paying the money, so we're out of the embargo, is playing on the minds of the players. As a massive Blades fan for over 50 years, he's very concerned about the future. It's obvious the Prince has thrown the towel in and he's hard up for cash. If not, something had been done about the embargo. Another fear, and not one I've really seen be correlated in terms of off the field issues affecting the players, but obviously two very concerning performances back to back now. So is there any merit in that? But this is where it starts to turn, and this is where, so I've picked out a few of the, what you might think are generally the Blades' feelings on it, and I don't disagree, but I thought it'd be quite interesting, some other comments that we got. So Jax, who is a Boro fan, came in for a little nibble to see if I'd buy it as well. He said to me, rattled by the Boro, and we're an open and honest channel. We go back and forth. I put well and truly, pal, because we are rattled. You know, that's the word of the day, isn't it? Rattled at minute, but that's true. That's where we are. But then he's come back with quite a humble response, saying it's still in your hands. You have to think Boro will wobble at some point. You should focus on making the lane a fortress until the end of the season. Win your home games and Boro can't do anything. I know it sounds simple. And I've gone back to him as well, saying, I think we'll have enough, mate. Too much talent in the squad, just need to focus on us and not the psychology of being chased down. If you don't catch us, I can't see anyone beating you in the playoffs, not on current form anyway. So that were just a genuine exchange between us and a Boro fan who aren't convinced they'll catch us, which I thought were very interesting. The other one I wanted to point out was a Boro fan who just came in, not after a nibble or anything. This is Paul David. As a Boro lad, I couldn't believe some of the Blades' anger on Twitter. Put it this way, I wish we were 4 points ahead with a game in hand. Well, for me, doesn't that sum it up? Like, are we overlooking the strong position we're in just because we were in a stronger position previously? And looking at some of these comments really sort of changed my mindset a little bit. A nice comment from Joe that I'm going to chuck in there. Pleased to see the steady rise in your subscribers, Jimmy. Please like and subscribe. He says it's well deserved. Thank you. I found your discussion with Nick and Sander very interesting. Yeah, if you haven't seen that, go over to Sheffield United Way and see that. I did note that I was going to be on Sheffield United Fans Forum, and then Nick messaged me to say it was going to be cancelled or pushed back. So apologies for sending you over to a video that didn't happen. Life of a content creator, I suppose. Let's hope Sander turns up for the remainder of the season. Only Eki and his team knows what's going on with injuries, so we just have to trust them. And he says he's looking forward to the Scout 'em Out videos. So thank you, Joe. It's appreciated, mate. I'm not going to play my Def Dozy video this time. I'm conscious I'm doing 1 or 2 a week now. Sometimes 3, depending on what's happening. And if we don't get to a certain level, by the time I'm on my 3rd or 4th video, if you like, I'm conscious that it can be overplayed. So you know where we are. We're up to, I think, 750 at the moment, which is fantastic. Really appreciate the support. If you like what I'm doing and you want to support us, if you could subscribe, that'd be great. No obligation. Don't want to be seen as pandering. That's a joke.
But I'm there for the banter.
But thank you. All your support's appreciated. So to finish off this comment section, if you like, I'm going to finish off with Sam Haslam, who is a positive blade, clearly by the comment that he's left. And hopefully this resonates with some of us. Sam says, we may be down, but we're nowhere near out of the fight. If we win and Boro lose, we're right back up to 7 points clear, and Watford are a good side, but have drastically underperformed all season. When we played Boro, we could have won, but we lack the desire to win. Our strong suit is that we can win games when we put our mind to it. And Dye and Ahmed Hodzic should have started against Millwall, but they didn't. We lost. We've just got to keep moving forward. Even if we lose to Watford, we're still a point clear. And that's even if Boro win. I believe in us. This is the time when everyone needs to get behind the team and support the players up the blades. So, Sam sums up how we should potentially be looking at it. That is, glass is more than half full. I'm not quite there with Sam, if I'm honest, in terms of how positive it is. Certainly don't want it to be down to 1 point. None of us do. But what Sam's saying is if it is down to 1, it's not the end of the world. So I said previously, I think we've got enough to beat Watford. I think we will beat Watford. I think this weekend, as the title says, we're going again. This is the one where we turn it round. And I'm also not convinced, although I thought they were quite poor against Watford, I'm not convinced West Brom get turned over by Boro. I think this is, I mean, if we finish the weekend 4 points clear of Boro, I'm happy. I'd be even happier to extend that gap. And I think it's possible this weekend. And so for this week, I'm going to ask you, what's your team? Not many surprises in my team. I've gone Wes in goal. This is my team. This is not what I think Hecky will play, because I think Hecky will go with Robinson. I would like to see what I think is our strongest defence: Anel, Egan, Clark. Clark's been back for the under-23s. I think what Hecky may well do is rest Clark for the Spurs game in midweek, because Egan's suspended. Clark will be the middleman, replacing Egan in that game, and be the centre of the three. So to risk potential injury here, and I know that the Cup's not our priority, the league is our priority, but if Clark goes down injured, because we brought him back too soon from injury, then we've no one to replace Egan at all. So I don't think Hecky will risk Clark in this game. That's just my opinion. He might get some minutes, depending on how the game's going, but I think he'll start Robinson. I would start Clark in my team. I'm going Bogle and Lowe as my wing-backs. Baldock's still some way off. I think Bogle's been patchy, and George has got a definite chance of getting back in when he comes in, when he's fit to come back in. I'm going with Norwood and Doyle, sticking with the two that started at Millwall. And I'm going Sander behind Illiman and McBurney. That's our best team for me. I think that's the strongest team we can put out. And I think we should be putting strongest team out. I don't fear Watford. They've got players that can change a game. They've got players that can score when they're not playing well. And that's tended to be how they've gone. Similarly to how we've played in terms of nicking goals when we're not quite at our best. So we've a huge part to play here. We are the ones that can sort of make or break these tight games. We saw at Boro what the nerves can do to Bramall Lane, and the atmosphere were poor. We weren't as vocal as we could be. I genuinely think it were nerves from the overall fan base, because we're being chased. It's switched, hasn't it? We're not chasing Burnley anymore. We're trying to fight off Boro. I always thought that carrot of chasing Burnley would keep the mentality strong. But they're over the hill now, aren't they? They've gone. So now it's purely a defend your position mentality, and it's tough. It's tough and it's nerve-wracking. But we've got to get over that as a fan base, because the players will no doubt feel it. They'll feel the nerves in the crowd. They've got a duty as well to give us something to cheer about, but it works both ways. And I think if we're behind them, if we can get another 3 points on Saturday and hopefully Boro drop some points, we're back in the driving seat. We're in the driving seat anyway, but in terms of the momentum swing, we all sleep a little bit better on Saturday night, don't we? So get behind the lads. They deserve our support. If you look at the season as a whole, it's been hugely successful so far. So we go again on Saturday. I'm confident we get 3 points. That's the mentality we all need to adopt. We need to cheer the lads on, make sure we give them that boost to get over the line. Come on, you red and white wizards. Up the blades.
Ramble on. Well, now the time is now.